Hey, welcome everybody. It's going to get real tonight. We're going for it. That's 3 episodes, everybody. 3 episodes of Stargate SG-1. Okay. And before I bring the other guys into it, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to start it off now. There's 2 of these in these 3 episodes that are absolute favorites of mine. Okay. I am heavily biased. I'm not going to apologize for that. You know, you'll figure out which ones they are when we get to them. Gary, no judgment from me, but if you don't like them, we're going to have to talk about taking you off the show. But how you doing, guys? You okay?
All right, man. I saw you post the Discord link, but it's actually a Twitter link. Do you have the other link? Can you put that up as the pinned comment? Because
I will put that up now.
It might not allow people to connect.
Yeah.
Again, we need to figure out a better way of doing this, but right now we haven't figured it out. I was thinking of using X. I don't know. We need to I need to run an entire season on X on a private stream and see if they shut it down. You know.
Yeah, we'll do that. It's all part of the learning curve. But I will put this up now for everybody. But this should. Everybody enable them to click into Discord, hopefully, on that link there.
Yeah. Hello, Juliet.
Hey, good to see you, Juliet.
So if you're watching, there's 2 ways to watch with us. You see the timer here. There should be a timer on the page, and we're going to start that timer when we start the episode. So that's the first way to do it. The second way to do it is to watch actually with us. Let's say you don't have Amazon Prime or MGM Plus or whatever. Maybe you don't have the box set like Gary does, and you want to watch with us and not spend any money. Click on that little Discord link that John's about to pin. That would drop you into a Discord watch-along party, and I'm going to be streaming it to that watch-along party.
Okay, so
I think operating the Stargate is easier than watching these episodes here, but no, I'm kidding.
For me, it's not hard, but then I'm my Discord guy, so
yes,
I'm loving all of this though. Just talking with mates, just going through this, and I like seeing how in Brian's views on it for the first time. What of him being a big Stargate fan as well, but also getting Gary's perspective on what he thinks of it for watching it for the first time, and also everyone in the chat as well. Looking forward to this marathon. We're going to be doing like the film The Rock. Halfway through, we'll be injecting stuff into our hearts just to keep ourselves going. but enjoy it all.
I put the link in the chat too, if you want to put.
I'll talk like Sean Connery today.
Yeah, you do that, mate.
That's right. Okay.
Already showing up.
Everybody who's in the good deal. Okay.
Yep. So, what we want to do then is, do you want to let me know when you're ready, Brian, and I'll start.
You want to pin the Discord link there? Is it pinned?
Yeah, it's pinned in. It should be pinned at the top.
Oh, I'm seeing a Twitter link still. Okay.
Let me.
It's fine. I can't actually. I realize I just can't actually put links in your chat. Not under that account. Let me see if I can do it on a podcast maybe. Okay. I noticed that my podcast channel has extra privileges for some reason. Maybe it's because it's a larger channel. Like if I go on my personal one and I comment on FNT, I can't share a link. But what if I go on podcasts? I can. I feel like that is racist toward us small channels. Okay. You're only allowing the big channels to communicate properly. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's it. You're trying to break us down. It's not right.
And if you're everybody, if you're not actually watching this live, but you're watching this kind of later on in the week, please leave a comment in the stream about how incisive our comments are, and that you can't live without this watch along.
Absolutely. No pressure at all. But we're good to roll. So Let me know when
Okay.
you're ready, mate,
my
and
name.
I'll do the countdown.
Oh, I didn't actually share the link. Do you have the Discord link? Can you
Got
put
it.
it in chat for
I
people?
will. 1 second.
Yeah, only you can share a link, it looks like. You are the Goa'uld of
Is
this stream.
is the doctor in these 3 episodes today?
She's in at least 2 of these episodes, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
But she is not in Thor's hammer. At least it's not very much, at least.
Okay. I'll take a break during that episode.
That's the best. That's the best episode. You don't want to miss that one.
Well, yeah. To be fair, mate. I mean, you're probably going to enjoy the first
I was
episode anyway,
kidding.
knowing you.
I was kidding.
Next week's triple feature. Oh, dude, that is a Twitter link again. Here, dude, go into the private.
Yeah, it's doing all right. It's if you click on it, it should take you straight into it on Google. I've just tried it, and it's just accept invite, and it takes you.
They might
in.
not be able to sign in. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's taken me, and it's just said suppressed, like for audio.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Let's go.
Yeah. But if not, I'll make sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Let us know if
yeah.
you guys just let us know, Trev, if you're having problems. All right, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Ready? In 3. Oh, okay. So just this episode is episode 8 of season 1. It's called A Brief Candle, and
in the wind.
You'll see it. It's it has to do with like nanites and people getting older.
Yeah. Absolutely. Prepare yourselves and eating and all kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff. All right. Well, let's roll. 3, 2, 1, play. I have a little bit of a head cold, so I might drop my video in and out to blow my nose.
Oop, wait a minute.
Let the hearts beat as one.
Is the volume on for the Discord stream?
Yeah. Can you guys hear it?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. Had to pump up the volume.
Pump it up.
Zeus. Is Greek. It is Greek.
That's a great set, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that set.
Yeah.
It looks like something from Caligula or something.
Yeah. Oh. Giving birth.
Get some hot towels.
So, I do not know the birthing mysteries.
I really wanted Teal'c to do this.
Yeah. You're a woman. You know what to do. That sounds so sexist. Teal'c is like, move aside, knave.
Just push.
I know the mysteries of the vagina.
Push.
Yeah, Teal'c is like, push, woman.
I've done this many times.
Look, if Worf was able to do it, Teal'c can do it.
He's such a cool dude, Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so, Juliet, that was the same problem I was having. You got to pump the Discord volume up all the way. And I heard it.
Do that, and you'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Bottom right-hand corner. Hi, Brendan and Jamie. Good to see you all. Hope you enjoy the show. Enjoyed your show earlier. Sit back and relax. You've earned it after doing 3 days of streaming non-stop.
I had to fight every urge in my body not to press skip intro. I want you to know that.
Yeah, push.
Push.
Oh, he should have said the general gives tutorials on the weekends.
He made friends with the midwives.
Yeah. We start to learn that Jackson is quite the
Is this going
ladies'
to be
man.
one of those TV
Yeah.
bursts where all of a sudden the baby's not connected to the umbilical cord anymore and is completely clean?
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, there's no mess.
Yeah, there's no mess. The baby has eye makeup on.
Already wrapped in a towel. It's going to be totally clean.
It's dressed in a baptism dress.
It's going to be, yeah.
Daniel's coming out and he's about to be sick.
The fact there was his gloves were completely clean is, I don't think so.
Common trope. Almost with like sci-fi too, where whenever time travel's involved, like they're drastically overestimating our capability as a species. Like Blade Runner 2049 is set like pretty in the near future here. And there's no way we're going to get to sentient robots and all that by then. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that movie, it wasn't even made that long ago.
Do you know what? I watched the other day, I watched Soldier, Kurt Russell.
Yep.
I know it gets panned, but I love any movie with Kurt Russell in it.
The
But that was
amazing,
meant to be a sequel.
disappearing umbilical cord. That kid is not 2 minutes old.
Almost looked like Kalal seal there, didn't it? On his shoulder. Giving birth to Superman.
Dan-El.
And his brother Kal-El.
The way Jack said that. Who are you folks?
Yeah. Very sort of 1970s pervy the way he said that, wasn't
How
it?
you doing, cutie?
Yeah. I know you've just had a baby, but
Oh, Mufasa.
hi Brendan, Jamie. Let me know if you're having any problems. We'll try and guide you through it. And
Keep telling everybody to jack up the volume.
stay safe. Thanks very much for helping out on that one.
Yeah, if there's a better way to do this, we would. Discord's the only way we could do it and not get rated by the copyright FBI, please.
Yeah.
Interpol.
You see me being dragged off live stream.
No!
Those aren't pillows.
Whoa, she's a hottie. I say that unrepentantly. She is.
That's the chick on the thumbnail, too.
Yeah. I wonder why you put that on the thumbnail, mate. It's funny that, isn't it? It's just, I don't know.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Like, my options were that, an old Viking god, or a building on fire. I'm like, which will get more people to click?
Hey, baby, what's happening?
I want to find that planet.
See, that's an okay place to eat sushi from because they're on the coast.
Yeah.
And they're not selling gasoline.
Serious question, guys. Do these guys not know by now that you test anything you either eat, drink, or breathe?
Jack is too much of a man not to test it himself.
Come on.
This is how he rolls.
Look, he's gone, I've been on field rations for 6 damn weeks now. I want some proper food.
Sir, why are you eating field rations at home in Colorado?
An alien pizza on an alien planet, and I'm just going to chow down. Okay.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't mean that kind of chowing down. Chicka bow wow.
Yeah.
I believe this woman wants to spend time with it.
Yeah. Spend nighttime.
By the way, notice that he's the only one eating the food.
Oh, now see, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That's like you guys when you eat sushi from the drive-thru.
Only want to eat sushi on an alien planet.
It tastes so good, even though it's bad for me.
Yeah. If you get the 7-Eleven sushi, it's bad.
Weaving all over the road on your way home.
7-Eleven made a mistake when they put the sushi on the same thing that they cooked the hot dogs
Can I
with.
make a guess? And I promise, not seeing this, I'm going to guess that now they're married because the hottie was giggling.
I think it's less that they're married and it's what's going on here, and it's more that I don't know.
I mean, this is exactly what happens to me on a Friday night down the pub. Yeah.
I had to
sit
stop
there
going out.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you wake up.
I'm minding my own business.
Yeah.
I'm having a pint. Next thing you know,
Yeah, you have a harem, and you
What
can't
is
do anything
that?
about it.
What
And they're
is
feeding you sushi on the
oh, no,
beach.
see this? Okay, I like this episode. This episode is a 10 for me.
We're 3 minutes in. He's like already rating the episode
It's
as
a
a 10.
10. If it stays like this for the whole episode, it'll be a 10. There you go.
Do you know if it was now, that would end up being a bloke in disguise, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen her somewhere before.
They're like, Jack, how are you doing?
Whoa!
I'm
hello.
glad you came to eat my
Was there an
sushi.
edited scene there?
That's a man, baby.
Was there an edited scene?
No, yeah. A Showtime only they only had to do that for the first couple episodes.
Okay.
Juliet, that is classified information. I cannot confirm what pub that is.
Did she take him in for some cultural exchange?
Cultural appropriation.
Cultural exchange, yes. Whoa. Well, you know, Jack's my new hero.
To be fair, there's no judgment for me. I mean, she's very, very beautiful.
Will you
Yeah, of course.
Will you respect me in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's getting weird.
It's like it's now a cult.
Wow, he knocked her out.
That's a man right there, baby. when your wife falls asleep right after, you did a good job.
Yeah. Brendan, I mean,
It's a man.
Watching it from the beginning is very, very good.
This is pretty much the beginning, my dude. We're on this is like episode 8 of 200
Yeah.
episods.
You've not missed much from it.
Yeah,
you know, from here on you get more of the lore. So
I can catch you up in the next 30 seconds. Ready? It's a mystical device that was created thousands of years ago to go to other planets. The military found it, and now they're exploring it.
And
It's
now
that
they only
simple.
go to planets
Done.
with hot women who will sleep with them.
I'm down for that.
Or monsters.
Yeah. Sign me up. Do you think there's an SG like roster where they choose, right, today you're going to the beautiful women planet, tomorrow you're going to the monster planet?
No, John,
Poor SG-11 always has to go to the monster planet.
John, that's SEXG.
No, that's what's it called? Not Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
They always do that. They always put the not in front of it for the porn parodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep drinking the.
He says something in the food as he takes a drink.
Seriously, I can't get over the fact that
You know, actually, the sense, if you watch the original movie, you'll pretty much be caught up immediately.
Yeah.
But the original movie and the first episode is all you need to know. Everything else is
Stargate.
This first season takes a long time to explain everything.
Yeah.
Stargate Command needs to revise their food and drink procedures.
I think they do, actually. I think this is the episode where they're like, MRE rations from now on.
Yeah, I think they reinforced their protocols after this one.
Jack is having sex with a hot woman. That's what's going on.
Yeah. No one tried it on with Teal'c though.
I was going to say I'd like to know what Teal'c's like chat up lines are.
I think Teal'c wouldn't be affected because of Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So Junior is a symbiote that lives in his stomach pouch, and it's basically a alien creature that boosts his immune system, and as he's incubating it for it to eventually take over a real host. It's not that complicated, but it sounds complicated. That means that he's very resilient to disease and he heals pretty quickly.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah. It's not bad for its time.
This is kind of like Logan's Run mixed with ancient Rome, all the hedonists.
I find it interesting about this because you've got the Goa'uld now where they've also impersonated Greek gods, right? So
Yeah.
you've got a office that was banished from Egypt, but obviously that was an isolated area. This part of the earth, they were still carrying on impersonating Greek gods
Wait, aren't they?
and enslaving people.
I
So the
thought that they-
Goa'uld impersonate gods from all cultures. It depends on wherever
I
they
thought that
fall.
they
they
implied before that the Goa'uld were the source of the original Greek gods and stuff.
No. They the reason when you go to that first planet, what's it called? Some with an A. Abydos. The reason it's Egyptian culture is because that specific Goa'uld took people from Egypt to that planet.
Okay.
Humans still originated here, and you'll find out how we got here in like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
But the Goa'uld came after that.
Yeah.
And took cultures away to their planets to be slaves. We were basically like a really good planet to get really low cost,
Ooh.
high yield
slave
labor.
Yeah.
So whether it be Greek, Egyptian, Greek, even Chinese, and you'll see there's other cultures that they assimilate.
Yeah, exactly.
But Egypt reigned for a lot longer than other cultures did, so there's a lot more Egyptian gods.
Yeah,
well, that's cool.
That's super rad, by the way.
Yeah. So again, there's a lot of the effects in this still hold up now, in my opinion.
Yeah, for real. That's why it's good to do practical effects and not CGI.
Absolutely, yeah. Imagine now that whole background would just be a backdrop, wouldn't it, for a Disney lot or somewhere like that?
They would have like technically the right color on them, but it wouldn't look like it was alive. It would look like fake lights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, rapid aging.
I actually hate that wall that they use. I think that it's a cool technology, but it should be used in as minimally as possible.
Sparingly, yeah.
Like you use it for pickups or whatever. Don't use it for everything, like Star Trek Discovery did.
And that's the trouble.
So Jack just says this isn't possible. Well, you're on an alien planet. You don't really know what's possible or not.
Yeah. So
they still are relating everything to Earth, what we know, and it's like, come on, you got to get over that.
Yeah, that'll change. But I think going back to the sort of backdrop as well, they started to use that as more as right. This is the only way we're going to do things now, as opposed to, like you say, having a practical. Yeah.
Once you buy it, you want to use it as much as possible.
And that's why Star Wars is always on Tatooine.
They don't count time the way we do. They don't count days, hours, years.
Yeah.
So
how long do they live for? Oh,
she's 21 days old.
I think it's 100 days they live for, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they're like fruit flies.
That means Jack married an underage girl.
Yeah. If it was done now, we'd be going all into that, wouldn't we? We'd have a half an hour discussion about it.
Technically, Jack had sex with like a 20-day-old person.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hashtag cancel Jack O'Neill.
This is important. Yeah.
They're working to find a better host.
Wait, so this Teal'c's god is a Goa'uld then, right?
Goa'uld.
Yeah.
Goa'uld, sorry.
So he's just looking to advance the host for his own symbiote, basically.
Right. Basically, he wanted to create a better host. So he's shortened their lifespans so that evolution would happen faster.
Okay.
And you will see a lot more of that, Gary.
So instead of someone living 100 years, they only have 100 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Don't eat the pizza that someone on an alien planet gives you.
That's right. You can mate with the hot woman, just don't eat the pizza.
Brendan, yeah, 100%. They just crack on with the job.
All they do is like eat and dance around. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is when
that's code for maybe it was the filthy,
sex.
dirty sex you had with
Yeah,
that child.
yeah. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
This is when Rutger Hauer turns into a wolf.
I was like, there's no way we're ever getting together now, mate. You know, after what you've just done.
Yeah.
We're from different worlds. Oh, finally.
There she is.
She'll figure it out.
Nanites.
My computer doesn't work that fast. Because he had sex.
So he's stuffed.
Call Wesley Crusher. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The new phone book's here. Very clever way to save on effects. Uh-oh.
I do like looking back at it from like, you know, that time to now and seeing how the effects work out of how they actually look now. You know?
Right. My first thought would have been like, EMP those suckers.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say, Captain, there's something else. You're going to be a father.
They
You're
at this
pregnant,
point
Captain.
And at this point they didn't have an Naquadah device, did they, or Naquadah?
Right. Yeah, they're on Naquadah, right. You can fix this. Putting him in one of those MRE chambers.
Yeah.
Just turning it up to max, you know? Just suck all those things out of them. It's going to hurt a little bit, Jack, but you'll live.
Just give him a complete blood transfusion.
To make sure he doesn't do any stupid with the woman again. It's good work, Teal'c.
Teal'c can like have anything he say sound like a religious proclamation.
Yeah.
I will stay here.
That's why he does the voice of God of War.
You made him sound like Arnie then for a second, Gary. Get to the chopper.
It's not a tumor. Good 3-shot there.
So it's good seeing Janet Frazier back in it. I mean, it's
what's the difference?
Yeah, machines.
Oh, well, that's potato.
Do we actually see General Hammond in this one?
They're Nanites.
Yeah.
Nanites.
You do. You've watched Next Generation.
Well, yeah, maybe they probably couldn't say nanites because that was on Next Gen at the same time.
No,
right?
but nanites, that's an actual like scientific term for micro
Yeah.
machines.
But you know that there's some secret CIA organization somewhere going, we want to get our hands on that tech. We want to manipulate it.
Yeah, reverse the process that keeps them alive forever.
Yeah.
Don't talk to your wife like that, Joe.
She is very pretty.
Yeah, she's been in something else, isn't she?
Yeah, I
Buffy
recognize
or
her from
something like that.
somewhere. I recognize her from somewhere, maybe a movie or something.
Yeah. Probably down the pub. I want to eat lots of marriage cake. That's lovely.
Did you like the marriage cake?
Yeah. If you say no, is it a divorce?
See, that should have been a piece of Stargate merch. You know, get your Stargate marriage cake.
Yeah, it'll be on mixed teas in about 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Goes with
put out a
the
T-shirt
coffee.
that says "You ate the married cake."
Yeah, we don't play around. You want merch? We got it.
You know you're going to have to do that now, mate.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to make marriage cake.
And marriage cake is actually cheap sushi from the drive-through, but no one
Oh
realizes
wait,
it.
so they only
It'll
live
limit your
100
life to 100 days.
They only live 100 days then, right?
Yeah, they live 100 days. Basically, they took the Goa'uld. This is an experiment where they take their lifespan from 100 years to 100 days.
Yeah. Of course, they want them to keep reproducing to see how they evolve over generations.
Only U.S. senators.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them have got nanites.
But shouldn't we? So wait, so on the planet though, in addition to like the baby that we saw and all the other people who are like her age, shouldn't we see like old people there already? Because people on the planet who were already close to that.
No, I think they
100 days?
died
Dead.
before they show age like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
one.
the reason it's different for him is because he's already super old.
Okay.
He's already 50 or something, dude.
So you die before you become not hot. Okay.
Right. But you know what? That also doesn't give him time to build anything.
Yeah.
Create anything.
Pelops didn't want any non-hot
They're
people.
completely reliant. Yeah.
Up. It escaped. Andromeda Strain.
Yeah.
Good movie if you've never seen it.
Hey, good to see you, Lord Foff.
Oh, hey, Lord Thoth.
Lord Thoth.
I'm not watching
Yeah.
See, now his hottie wife won't want him if he's like
He's
that.
actually getting hair like that now, isn't he?
Yeah, he actually looks like that in real life now.
That's him doing a Comic-Con signing right there.
Yeah. He has the same exact hair in real life. That exact hair. White, long. He's a little more portly, though.
Yeah. I'm surprised Jack actually hasn't said to them yet, take that flipping stupid thing off your head.
See, so clearly Stargate, I mean, SG1, there's no prime directive. They're just messing with the cultures of whatever planet they show up on.
Right. They appropriate those cultures and become their gods. It's the most efficient way of controlling a population.
No, but I mean, it's like he can destroy their belief system, just, whatever, and there's no problem with it.
Oh, he doesn't care. They're like the Goa'ulds are bad people. So he doesn't see a problem. They don't see a problem with it.
No.
Here's the truth. No
bottom
line.
Yeah.
You know what I love about Stargate is that they showed every god as being a false god except for the god that most people serve as Christians. They never touched the Hebrew lore.
I would just sit around and watch videos all day for 1,000 years if I
like. You never saw a Goa'uld Jesus,
Yeah, that would be a talking point, wouldn't it?
Right.
Because you get that conversation later with Kinsey. There's only one God, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
And McKinsey's actually sort of based.
Yeah.
He's a douchebag, but he's based.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Why don't they just give Jack a shot of adrenaline? That's what cured Kirk when he got old.
Yeah.
I think they need to
machines in his body.
I don't know how I don't remember how they solved the problem, but I would have solved the problem day one. I would just took him home, put him in an MRI machine.
Oh, he's really, really old now because we don't see what he looks like.
So getting super serious about what's happened here. Has he got the nanites into him due to his sexual relations, or is it external, just the atmosphere? Because
no, it's the food.
It was the food because he started getting weird pizza.
Because remember, they ate through the gloves. So I was thinking, well, are they? Because otherwise,
I think they want to multiply, and they're sitting in the blood, and there's nothing to multiply with, so they actually ran out of space.
If it was
the air, they wouldn't.
If it was the air, they all would have been affected.
Right? Yeah, it's the food.
He's really good at this speaking like an old guy.
She's actually stunning. She's a very good-looking woman. I forgot how beautiful she was.
She's kind of she's kind of a couple levels above very good looking.
Yeah, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm sure it is that she's been in.
I'm looking it up right now.
Or a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, like where she got it on with Riker or something.
Yeah.
She's Riker's type.
She's gutted now. She's like, what about me? What's going on?
Her name is Kathia, right?
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Cynthia. Her real name is Bobby Phillips. And she has done not much, actually.
Okay.
She was in 7 Days, which I love that show.
There you go, Jack. Boy, that's a real man, though. Can be on the edge.
Oh, dude, she was in Showgirls.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was the Saved by the Bell.
She was in Showgirls and Baywatch. That's where we remember.
Baywatch, that'll be it. Yeah, you probably got caught in a riptide.
I knew I recognized.
And
that.
she played Jill in Married with Children, the one that famously he almost cheated on his wife with. I remember her now.
Yeah.
So she always plays like the hot chick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, he's right.
He is.
Oh, Daniel, come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I don't think, and I know I've only seen like 8 episodes, and I don't think the general has ever made a wrong decision in my.
I think also, he should just say to them, can I remind you of a few months back when you all became Neanderthals when you went through the gate? No, we're not doing that again.
Yeah, it's not. I think that the reason why he always makes the right decision is it's never based on emotion. It's always based on
The greater good.
pragmatic logic. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves Jack. It's one of his close friends, but he's not going to risk the planet for one person. That's an insane thing to do.
They like stood at a backdrop, like a wall, which like filmed just outside the set or something.
Why doesn't Jack could start like a Grateful Dead tour, on that planet, for the rest of his days. Oh, please. No, this is just
bowing down to the gods.
Stop it, people.
Have you got any more of that marriage cake?
Oh, there's the baby. Wow.
You see the baby in a couple of minutes.
See, this is if they ever did
years old with a beer gut.
If they ever did an Indiana Jones 6, this is what it would look like.
Farmer's accent he's gone for on that
and
as well.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Where's that Denny's when you need one?
Where's my senior discount card? Do you have TVs? I want to watch Hee Haw.
Yeah.
Oh, they're pulling down the. Okay. Yeah, pull it down toward you.
Come on.
Pull it down toward you. That's just great. This great stone statue. Yeah. Get out of the way. Yeah, that would be smart. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Does O'Neill go and change into a toga in this one? I forget.
I hope so.
Yeah, and then he smashes Stephen Bishop's guitar. Oh, they cheering because the god didn't appear.
They've done something. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
You're married to me. Just worry about what I forbid.
This is a clue. This is a clue.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Jack act like he's married to her? Come on, dude.
He is. Officially on their planet, he is married.
Right. So with her, I probably wouldn't want to just do tic-tac-toe. But he's good.
My question, though, is they were forbidden to go so far from the temple.
Yeah.
So that's a clue, right? But then I'll have questions after.
Oh, wait. It's already night. So why isn't she asleep?
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. Richard Dean Anderson is so good in this.
He is.
All right. So if they were too far, that means something is in proximity making them do that.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I don't understand about that is they're still operational in SGC. So you've got a distance thing, but yet they're all right on another planet. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the fun. So how many days is it now? What is it? A couple of weeks? Approximately?
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's playing it, say, for example, like he's 80, then, and if he's, probably about like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Can always rely on Jack.
Yep, he'll figure it out.
But he's damn lucky there's actually a reversal.
Whoever directed this is very clever about angling the camera so you don't need the effects.
Yep. You see, I'm glad you caught that, Gary. They saved some money on that Stargate activation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it's like, oh,
you know why? You know why they needed to? Because that's not in a Canadian forest somewhere. That was a set.
Well, but no, I mean, it's an obvious, like, well, just shoot it laterally. That way you don't need the effects.
Right. And the first time they showed the effect, the statue was in front of it. So they did the effect once. Spending that money to do the effect twice just for this pickup shot, pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You can thank Joseph Malazzi for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. But they were so good at it back then. I mean, I think it's been a lost art of trying to save money, especially in the modern era, really. It's like, get a $300 million budget and just go and do what you want to do. But it's a skill in its own right of just saving money on, here, there.
Well, if you have a $300 million budget, you just reshoot things 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
There they go.
No, so another way.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, they just shut it off, right?
Yeah. I think they broadcast signal. I'm not sure.
It go back in a few years' time, they're all just sleeping all day. They just ruined the
he said his body is cleansed of it, so that means so they turned it off, right?
Right.
And there's your scientific techno babble.
All right, now
getting back to normal.
This is the most important part. You need to take what's her name? Corinthia?
Yeah.
You need to take her home. You're married to her now.
No, I was going to say, if
you're going to revert back, just take her home. She's your wife now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you revert back in 2 weeks, say, okay, well, I'll see you in 2 weeks and 2 days then.
I don't know why you're not bringing this stunning, beautiful creature home with you, dude.
Yes.
You're an insane person.
She's a great cook of marriage cake as well.
Yeah, she makes a killer marriage cake.
I know.
Have the marriage cake ready when I get home, baby.
Yeah. Didn't get her first birthday card as well.
I officially, Jack O'Neill is insane.
Yeah, isn't that the first thing I would have done?
Yeah,
General Hammond, I'm bringing my wife home.
This is like that movie. This is like that movie At Your Square where Doug McClure left Caroline Munro in the center of the earth. It's like, okay, are you insane? You're leaving Caroline Munro behind.
Forget Florida. I'm moving there. Perfect beachfront location.
Oh, Jack, what are you doing?
It looks like.
Did they ever revisit the fact that Jack is married now?
No.
All right. He was very good in this, but his character's insane.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, that was that episode. And what do you think of that episode,
I think
Gary?
there's a plot here. I think there's a plot hole before Gary responds. There's a plot hole. So they left the area the area of effect that those nanites were operating in, right?
Right.
But they took that blood home, and the nanites operated so efficiently that they ate through the gloves.
That's what I was saying.
And they were so far away from that device that was maintaining them.
On another planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense at all.
So now there was no liver to filter them out. Maybe because there was nothing to filter them out, they, operated completely different than what their programming was. I don't know, but that seems to be like a little bit of a plot hole.
I also always kind of wondered where the bodies were of the previous generation, because when they die, because these are all the babies that were born that are growing at a particular age. So, what for me, I always thought to myself, what's happening? Are the nanites just eroding those bodies really quickly so they disappear? Because otherwise, you would have bodies stacked upon bodies, wouldn't you? Because they'd just be going through them at an alarming rate due to
They probably should have shown the process of like what they do when they get to the end of their life cycle. Well, they wander out into the ocean or something,
Yeah.
That would
They go through carousel.
Yeah. They wander into the ocean with a marriage cake in hand and just.
it would have made sense. Like, at this time you're gonna pass away. They respect their passing, or whatever. I don't know.
And it could be part of that. You're right. That could be part of the sort of Goa'uld sort of programming that they effectively put that in them to say, right, okay, when you get to this certain level, you've just got to go and effectively clear off and commit suicide, away from the community.
So there's obviously a lot of lore here that they didn't make us aware of.
Yeah.
This episode reminded me of like one of those short science fiction stories you read in the back of, one of like the Isaac Asimov's 100 best stories. It's a short magazine story that was adopted for an episode. Not bad, but just some things missing. I feel like they didn't have to actually take it back to SGC to find out what they were. They could have taken a microscope there, and there would have been no plot hole had they had the doctor came there with some equipment and done the same exact test. And so that's one. And I guess not knowing what happened to their dead is not really a plot hole. It's more like would have been nice to mention that, but that leaves us to fill it in with headcanon. So the only real problem with this is they took the nanites back to the SGC, but then afterwards they established that device was required to maintain them.
Yeah. So full well that's going to a black ops facility in Area 51 or something like that.
Yeah, right next to the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
Yeah.
So either way, though, I give this episode a 6. What do you think, Gary?
Well, it was basically a science puzzle episode, but I'll give it a 7 because of Cynthia.
Okay.
I give Cynthia herself a 10, but I'll give the entire episode a 7.
Cynthia's a 14.6.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's broken the scale. So.
Yes.
Just for the episode alone.
I was just, if we can go beyond 10, I'd go beyond 10.
To be fair, if that had been played by like, I don't know, the Indian chick from the Office or something, this would have been like a 2.5. So Cynthia did add at least 4 points for me to this story. Like the story was sort of cool, a lot of plot holes. Cynthia's a beauty, definitely. Made me forget about all those plot holes when I first watched it.
You can imagine it at the time.
Yeah, I think the nanites, not calling them nanites was a mistake, and taking him home was a mistake. They should have just tested his blood there. In fact, I feel like that would be protocol. If someone has a
you got to wait for a few weeks at least to see how
a life-altering disease, you're not gonna bring anything home that can contaminate. In fact, the gate home should be off limits. People can go there
Yeah.
if they choose to take the risk to research and help, but no one should be coming home.
No, I think for me, I would say as well, I'd give it a 6 because it's not the greatest episode for me of SG1, but there's nothing in it that particularly makes me, lose interest with it.
Right.
It's just a nice paced,
Yeah.
like you said, Gary, a sciencey sort of SG1 story, really. And I enjoy it. And everyone, in the chat, just let us know what you think out of 10 on that one as well. Feel free to
Richard
pop
Dean
them up.
Anderson was very good.
Always is.
He's great. He's just top draw every time, isn't he? But the next story is an absolute banger for me.
It's a banger, yeah. Thor's
Yeah.
Hammer.
Now I would say that if I were Jack, then if the circumstances ever came up for, say, for example, I got an invite to like my high school reunion, I would go back to the planet,
You're taking
get
Cynthia with you?
Cynthia for one night, and then take her there and go, hey, everybody, meet my wife.
Right.
Especially all the people that tormented him in high school.
Right.
And just do that.
Yeah, that's for
Absolutely.
sure. All right, this next episode is episode 9 of season 1. It's called Thor's Hammer, and John and I are on the same page here.
Yep.
Absolute banger. It
Chris
establishes
Hemsworth is in this, right?
No, I don't think he is. It actually establishes some very serious lore that will continue the series forward for the next 10 seasons.
This is a great one.
Wow.
This is single-handedly probably the most important, after the pilot, the most important episode of season 1, I think.
Absolutely. It's
Holy
great.
cow.
So I mean, we'll get into it. Hope you all enjoy
world building. This is like a foundational cornerstone episode.
Yep.
The last episode, zero world building.
Now you're overselling it.
Well, you're gonna like it, Gary.
Yeah, you're
I don't. That's it. I'm not having it any other way. All right, that's it. It's compulsory.
You're gonna like it, Gary.
Cynthia isn't in this one, so I don't know.
Instead of Cynthia, it's the guy's name is Grog.
Grog, okay.
And he loves to drink mead. All right,
he's got a mullet. Yeah. So,
all right, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. Daniel's so cool. Oh, Jack loves the briefings.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm.
Mjolnir.
I'm putting it out here. Stargate 4 is better than Marvel 4.
Samaria, that's from Conan.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
he's
Yeah.
a Sumerian. Yeah.
Yeah. See, again, they're thinking about meeting new species, communications with them now.
It has Blu-rays of the entire series of Seinfeld and Discovery, and all the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah. Lord Foth is a great one, isn't it? Really great episode.
Oh, Canada. I love the Canada forests. Run away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Chris Hemsworth right there.
Good old Vikings.
Viking World.
Yeah. Can't beat Thor.
Yeah, that's a sign to run.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad sound, Daniel. Uh-oh.
Detected his symbiote.
Yep. Ooh. That's a rather muted reaction from the two of them.
See? There you go. Great start. Great intro to the episode. And Michael Shanks.
Was that
enough
shot from
praise.
Was that shot
really
in the
doesn't.
pilot where the ship goes through the gate? Was that from the pilot?
No. In the pilot, they use a different ship. We never see that ship again.
Yeah.
They
I don't
switch from
remember
that
seeing
ship to the cargo ship.
That shot of it going flying through the gate.
You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
You haven't seen it
okay.
yet. That's the actual answer.
Oh, okay.
So this
Yeah.
intro is full of a lot of stuff from season 1 yet we haven't seen yet.
You might not want to hear it, but
They're not dead as long as we remember him.
I do like this episode as well, guys, because it's also an episode about faith and science clashing, because you've got you have Carter and her beliefs in science, and then you've got, here you've got the Vikings. They believe 100% in their faith in Thor and the Norse gods.
So we're now away from Greek and Egyptian, and this is Norse mythology.
Yeah. Everyone enjoying it in the chat?
Very good. It is Midgard. What? That was a good question.
Yeah.
Well, if they were transported to the other side of the planet, they're going to have a problem.
This episode also made me think, like, is this where the Minotaur mythology came from? Remember?
Yes, very true. Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's also,
Come on, do it, Teal'c, not in public.
yeah.
Junior.
Yeah. But it's also the first time you get to see sort of Teal'c is afraid, in this episode as well.
Right. Yeah, good point.
No.
Thor.
I always used to think that was Clancy Brown when it was first on.
I was going to ask if that's what you did last Halloween, John, for
Yeah.
your benefit.
I do it every week, mate.
This is important. So this is establishing that these Norse gods are not aligned with the Goa'uld system
Right.
lords. And this planet was protected by them.
Yeah.
Now, are the Norse gods, are they other Goa'ulds that have a issue with their friends? Are they completely different? Are they advanced humans? Like, what are they? What is their deal? Why would they be protecting this planet?
Yeah.
Also, this establishes that Goa'uld never impersonated Norse gods.
Yeah, right.
Never leave a man behind.
Yeah, every branch of military has that same motto.
Yeah. But that actually comes up at some point down the road, doesn't it? Because there's an episode where that's brought up,
Right.
and that did happen, and it's a very good episode.
Notice the melanin in her skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the tools she's using. She's not a Norseman.
no, that's the
Right.
that's what
She looks
apostles
Egyptian,
used
doesn't
to
she? Yeah.
drain
Yeah.
suck their souls out.
You know what I love about this, John?
Wow, she's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
The reason she can use that tool, Gary will not know for like 2 seasons.
I know, exactly.
See, now, I know you love saying stuff like that.
No, but like when I first watched this, I didn't know why she
Just
can use
went
it.
with it, didn't you? Yeah.
We just
Wow,
thought, it's because of this certain event. We just ran with it, and later on they explain why specifically
Yeah.
they can use it. It's
I
very
know.
fascinating.
I like these triple features. Each story has a gorgeous woman in it.
Yeah. I never thought that we would actually get a payoff to it. I just thought it was just
Yeah, it just had something to do with
in
them,
one
their
episode, and that
previous
was it.
life, right?
Yeah. But just is
I
all
know
credit
I've
to the
seen her.
writers.
I know I've seen her somewhere before.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not here. Yeah.
Right.
Daniel likes hearing that. Say
I was
that.
Yeah.
going to say, flip on the obsession.
And it's just a shame they didn't find this planet with Kowalski, wouldn't it?
Right. So she can use that tool, according to the lore, right this minute. She can use that tool because she used to be
Yeah.
infected with a Goa'uld parasite.
Yeah.
But the real reason is what the Goa'uld left behind, and that particular mythology is like the foundation of all human technology going forward.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It's great stuff. But when I first watched this, I don't know about you, Brian, but did you ever think that they would build out the Bible for the show so vast as they did going forward? You know, because I
I didn't
loved
think
it.
so. But that's why having a single showrunner for as long as they did,
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah.
Like even Josie Malazzi, who he wasn't directing these earlier episodes, but he was helping write these episodes.
Yeah.
So he was working with Brad Wright, who ran these episodes for years. And then later on, Brad Wright launched Atlantis and then gave it to Malazzi, who had been writing these episodes for years.
Yeah.
So you have this like group of people that wrote all 500 episodes of Stargate.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, is this allowed? No, if you are the creator of this, you're gonna know how everything ties together, which is why Amazon should just hire Brad Wright to make the revival.
Absolutely. You know,
Like, you don't have to worry about things being consistent, dude. The guy made it.
and this is why I hate the word reboot.
I hate that
Because you
word.
throw all of this away if you do that.
Right. And everyone's using that term. Even when it's a revival, they still use the term reboot,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's literally the definition. That's not the definition of what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is another piece of lore that doesn't get paid off for seasons.
It's just
For
banging
seasons.
stuff. Yep. Gary's not going to sleep tonight. You know, he's just going to toss and turn all night. just thinking
This
about
episode might be the most important episode in this first season.
Yeah. So there you have further evidence that the host still survives, an element of them when they're imprisoned by the Goa'uld. What I love about Teal'c is that he will sacrifice himself for the greater good. Like he's already saying, "Leave me here. You need to go on." Just a banging character, played brilliantly by Chris Judge. That looks very much like what's her name in Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, the outfit she had on.
The Valkyrie. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you something. The coolest mythology in all mythologies is Norse mythology.
Oh,
hands down.
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The Valkyrie are some of the that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
John, when I think about Valkyrie, I think about the Defenders and stuff. The
Yeah.
Valkyrie and the Marvel.
But I have to say, being a Marvel fan as I am,
Yeah,
I still love this Norse element in Stargate. It's so much better for me.
Bro, that shot though in Marvel, they have that shot of Helena and the Valkyrie chick. I'm forgetting. I think her name's Valkyrie. But on the Pegasus, that one shot of them on the Pegasus about to clash is like, where's that poster?
yeah,
I want to put
it's
that
like a
up.
painting.
That should be a painting.
But there was a
somewhere.
character, not like in the group called the Defenders. Valkyrie was one of the members of that group.
Yeah.
Just like an Aqua, there's a shot in Aquaman too that needs to be a painting, and it's when he's on the fishing boat, and the shot goes wide, and you see all the deep monsters coming up to the fishing boat.
Yeah, surrounding it. Fantastic.
Unas.
Yeah.
The Unas.
Look at that for practical effect. Yeah, it looks great.
This species is called the Una, Gary. I don't know if they established that in this episode, but that's what they are.
A certain current British show could learn from that effect. I'm not going to name names, John.
Oh, you're talking about Downton Abbey?
Yes.
I agree. There should be more monsters in Downton Abbey.
Yeah. I want to see that now. I want to see Unas in Downton Abbey.
They're always wearing a top hat, eating tea.
Brian, I want you to reach out to your contacts tonight and get that happening. All right, mate?
And we want to see Unas in Downton Abbey. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah. Would you like one lump or two, sir? Unas.
Unas.
And a bit of trivia for you. The voice of the Unas is James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I was startled.
No
to see
joke,
that.
really.
I was startled to see that in the credits.
That
part of the show.
That slaps, bro.
Yeah.
That's so gangster. If you're gonna introduce this now, like Jay, that's the right guy to do it.
Yeah.
Thor, isn't the Thor like the god of lightning and thunder?
Yeah.
We're gonna go sit in this electromagnetic circle. Good luck.
God of thunder.
God of thunder, right?
If Thor likes you, he'll shock you.
Shocking.
The more this goes along, you just learn how much the Goa'uld are assholes. They really are. Yeah.
If you have the right training.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean Shari can do it, Daniel.
He's just got to get it first.
Oh yeah, the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Or where David Bowie is. That's very cool.
See,
Oh,
yeah.
And Una.
Yeah.
Look at his effects, bro.
Yeah.
You want to know why these old shows hold up? Because someone
This.
with a lot of talent did this.
Yeah.
It wasn't a computer generation.
Exactly.
wait, let me listen to James Earl Jones. Yep, that's James Earl Jones.
So he said the first one because those are the first.
Yeah.
Those are the first hosts, Gary. Remember before a few episodes ago, you asked where the Goa'uld came from.
Yeah.
This is the bipedal species that are native to the Goa'uld planet, and the first ones they infected.
Do you know what? I always found it strange though that they went for humans over these because of how powerful they are.
Yeah, but the intelligence factor, bro.
Yeah, true.
Ernest is like, I just wanted to invite you to brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a reservation at Denny's.
Why'd you shoot me? I had coupons.
So the Unas are super resilient, hardy, strong species, which is why they were chosen as
this is more effective. This is
for the smarter symbiotes.
Yeah.
But they chose humans for their their even stats. Like they have intelligence. Like if it's an attributes ladder, their stats have higher intelligence, mid strength, mid agility, all that stuff. They make best host.
I like the music for this episode. Good.
Yeah, I mean that's why the guy doing it. He was up for an award.
Who's the name of the? Who does the music for this?
I've forgotten it. It's on off the top of my head. I don't know at the moment. I'll check it out. But it's really good. I always wondered how the Goa'uld and the Unas got off the planet, though. You know, did they have a Stargate? They did have a Stargate there.
They did have a
it's
Stargate.
established later, isn't it? Yeah.
The common misconception is that the Goa'uld created the Stargates. They didn't.
Yeah.
They co-opted.
Well, that's what he said at the top of the show, of the episode, that they're just parasites using it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in the movie, the movie made you think that that race created the Stargate.
Yeah.
The show correctly shows that they didn't.
Well, the movie wasn't really about mythology building like this show is.
And the movie.
Hold up, guys, we're missing this.
Just don't say bioregeneration, please.
Regeneration, jeez.
Yeah, I know. 1.5 million, clearly working with Doctor Who.
Ernest will come back. Hi, babes. Right, John?
Hey, sassy queens.
Yeah. O'Neill, I'm here for fun.
I'm now called Ernest.
People probably don't know what we're referring to, which is all the better.
You want to put that gold in me? Oh, babes, buy me a drink first.
People are like, what are they talking about?
We need to share our pain.
I like the this detail that everyone there looks like, you know, a Norse sort of Viking.
She is just as
She's the only
beautiful.
one that has, you know, is darker melanin, clearly mixed, Egyptian almost. That made it very clear right away that she's unique.
She's just as beautiful as Cynthia.
I disagree, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Cynthia wins, mate.
Cynthia wins most competitions here.
Yes. Like a fight off.
If this actress is watching, just know I voted for you.
Yeah.
Oh, like when you watch Discovery.
Dude, I'll die on this hill, but what's her name? Tilly? That first season, Tilly wasn't bad looking. I actually thought she was sort of cute. It's then when she started to get really big is when she lost her appeal.
Well, when they're trying to convince us that she's doing at least 4 laps a day around the ship in a disco t-shirt, and you're like, no, you're not.
You guys are trying to get us canceled now.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah, you're either doing that and you're going back to like.
Look, I realize that the pot calling the kettle black. I'm a big dude, but I'm also not doing.
I like this. I like the
Discovery,
upshots.
so.
I like the upshots toward the sky. That's cool. I like this.
Yeah, the cinematography is very good in this episode.
If she was anything like me, she'd be wheezing along the deck. You know,
she's out of. There's episodes where she's out of breath working at a console.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Just asleep.
So Brad Wright on the companion did say that this is one of his favorite episodes that they ever did.
Yeah, and you understand why.
The location, the sets.
This is how I feel when I watch a Doctor Who episode these days.
But I'm so lucky I grew up in a time where
look at this amazing set.
It's fantastic. But I grew up in a time when you didn't have to worry about all the nonsense you get in shows now.
This
you could
has
just relax,
to be
switch off and enjoy it.
This has to be an existing structure of something.
Yeah, I feel like it does too. Like that's
just
way
no
too
way
much
it
to
wouldn't
build.
be. It has to be an existing.
You're right. I need to look that up.
I'm sure I read somewhere that it wasn't it a mill or something like that?
Yeah, because I've seen structures like that before.
Oh, that is actually the British Columbia Museum of Mining.
Okay, I knew it. Mining, yes.
Yeah. So I want to know if you can. How far away from that is you, John?
Is that British Columbia? Not
British Columbia, yeah.
Where's British Columbia?
That's Canada.
Yeah. Damn it.
See, Daniel's in his.
I'll do a location shoot, mate.
That has to be a matte painting.
So right there, there's a painting behind it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. See,
so they extended that shot.
I got to tell you guys, whenever Daniel gets in his Butchare mode, that just is annoying to me.
Yeah. Don't worry, it fades pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's like, the minute Share comes up, it's like he's like, monomania. Teal'c, I am your father.
Yeah.
Stop wasting ammunition, bro. The guy's
gone.
Yeah,
exactly.
You shoot at the wall, Teal'c.
That's how you know Teal'c has not been trained by the military.
Yeah.
It's like, bullets, not unlimited supply.
Yeah, we're trained to never hold down that never go automatic and never hold down the trigger. It's short burst.
I would just be like, follow the John Blur, is I just leg it. Yeah. I'll tell them you died with honor.
Can't touch this. It was a good movie.
Here we go.
He really reminded me of James Spader in that moment.
Yeah, I do love this bit though. You know, again, you're talking about lore, Brian. You know, this is an excellent part of the episode.
It's a hologram.
Yeah,
he really reminds me of Spader in this episode.
he does a great job. You know,
I mean, really. I mean, just the movements and the gestures.
And this isn't built like a brick shithouse Daniel yet. You know, this is season 1 Daniel.
Oh yeah, yeah. Before he started lifting weights.
Yeah,
oh, brother.
Like working out a Teal'c.
He gets swole, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
He can't.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Christy, 100%. You know, it's great lore now. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, shooting him is not going to help. So.
You got to aim for the head, Thanos style.
Yeah.
Should have aimed for the head. Can't regenerate if your brain's not working.
Yeah. Honor above all else.
You know what? I don't know. These don't look like they found like a fantastic like natural spot and then just shot scenes like that where they could.
I mean, look at this though. It's so well lit.
Yeah.
Look at that again.
Yeah, this is a set. This is not built in British Columbia. That's
no, I just mean the shot where they just were.
Right.
Yeah, you imagine they just found like a Thor's hammer. We'll use that. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's got a P90.
Yeah.
So Ernest has a Goa'uld in him, right?
Yeah. The Unas are the first host.
Yeah.
So that species is native to Goa'uld's actual home planet.
Okay.
Yeah. But once they left their planet, they started looking for better hosts. Smarter, more intelligent hosts that can actually co-opt the technology.
Yeah.
And then create their own.
Yeah.
The Goa'ulds their species is way older than ours.
Yeah.
Or at least our subspecies, technically.
But look how powerful the Unas is against Teal'c. And also the Goa'uld are more powerful than them as well, like Jafar.
Oh, they're trying to force him into the door. Okay.
Still, did not shoot him in the head, bro. Come on.
I regret nothing.
That they're good. They didn't bring the grenades with them this day. Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a combination of syllables. Yep. Go in the
Yeah.
door. Go in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Yeah.
So this thing has been alive for like thousands of years, partially because of the symbiote's regenerative abilities plus the Una's regenerative abilities.
Yeah.
So without the
Exactly.
symbiote, this thing's gonna die pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He'll look like Jack in the last episode.
Yep. See. Kendra, would you like to go to the vagina monologues with me? Please, Kendra. That's not a joke, by the way. Teal'c actually goes to the vagina monologues at some point. It's brilliant, Garrett.
Charade. Oh. Come on, Daniel. Good call.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? Leave him there in the hopes that they may or may not find Charade?
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, Daniel's in his little butt charade mood.
But Charade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Charade?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. That's his wife.
Man up,
Yeah.
Daniel.
I mean, Jack is smart by giving him the weapon and not doing it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's forcing Daniel
Yeah.
to make the right
Do
decision.
the cool.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I don't want to keep comparing to Trek, but it's kind of like Voyager. It's like, you know, that they're going to get some ways to go home at some point, but then something will happen they can't. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
After you.
I would argue less about Charade and Teal'c and more about that being the only way that those people on that entire planet has been safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. To kill
Yeah.
Goa'uld.
That's more important than one person's life.
Yep. And General Hammond would reprimand them about it, I bet, as
Yeah.
well.
We know it
You
worked.
put an
'cause
entire
of the
planet
mu-
at risk, bud.
We know
Yeah.
it worked because of the music.
But this is where it's different to Star Trek, you know, where you got the prime directive. This is, they make mistakes
They
and
have
they cock
no
up as they
prime
go.
directive on this show.
No, they make
No.
mistakes as they go. They
Yeah,
learn
last
as they
episode,
go.
you ate a marriage cake and had sex with a child. There's no prime directive.
Yeah,
Hey, Jack should say, Kendra, have you ever heard of marriage cake?
yeah. I was surprised he's not in military prison right now.
He's like, Charade, who? What?
No, they're engaged. They're engaged now.
That's their version of marriage cake?
The carved rock. Oh, did they come back? Well, you said this was a foundational episode, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. See, I wouldn't be leaving there. That's an ally I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
a species that's
well,
not.
but like you said, this is just the first group. Then they have like follow-on groups who
You're
come and
right. That's
establish
true. Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think with them, they're absolutely going to.
Oh yeah, they're gonna send team after team. Just that transportation technology is like epic.
Yeah.
What would that do on Earth? FedEx and UPS would be out of business
Oh, okay.
tomorrow.
Great episode.
Yeah, awesome episode.
Very
dude.
good.
Yeah.
Even with
Cracking
not Chris
episode.
Hemsworth.
Yeah. By the way, Gary's right. Like there's more teams coming in there. They're gonna study that transportation tech. That's a huge deal. Like imagine if the United States government got the ability to transport soldiers or personnel all over the planet. Huge.
Yeah. And also, you're right, because at this moment in time, it's only the US that know about the Stargate. So, massive military advantage if they're able to, back engineer that sort of tech.
And I know, he blasted the one in the cave, but there's still the hammer that's right outside the gate that they can maybe analyze for anything that could destroy the Goa'uld. That's still operational, the one by the gate.
That's right. Yeah. It not only can it transport the Goa'uld, but it can also determine which one is the Goa'uld. That technology. Yeah. Imagine having that on every base in America. So when someone walks in, like immediately they're Goa'uld or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's top drawer stuff. So, guys, Brian, first of all, what would you give this score out of 10?
9.
Yeah.
9.
I'll go quick on that and I'll say a 9 for me as well. Gary?
Yeah, no, me too. It was very, very good.
I don't think any episode in season 1 is a 10 for me. But this is so important to the whole of Stargate. I have to give it a 9.
Yeah.
And I'm basing that on the fact that I've already seen all of the episodes. So and if I was watching this fresh, maybe that's a 10. I don't know. I don't know what it would be if I was watching it fresh.
I'm very hesitant. I kind of decided a couple of weeks ago that I would reserve 8 through 10 for monumental
lore building,
which are really, really good.
Christie's Corner, what you say there, what if we already can transport with that tech? I love all of that thinking because I always think to myself, there's a Black Ops facility somewhere where they're working on all this stuff.
And
they've had it for decades. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being held back, in my opinion.
If we have it as a consumer, then they're like 30 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
Because the only technology we get to use are the stuff that they've already overused.
Yeah.
Which means like the drones we have now are nothing compared to the drones they're probably using.
Yeah.
That's just facts. Like, it's not that hard to understand. I believe that they referring to like the shadow government, the 1% that rule the world, they have way more than what we can even fathom. So
100%.
Like whenever you see people like, oh, we're working on cold fusion. And remember the last year there was a big breakthrough where they actually achieved cold fusion for like 10 seconds or something, right?
Yeah.
Where they got more energy out than what they put in. Huge, monumental breakthrough. Now that discovery is being studied by 50 teams all around the world and universities to try to reproduce. Now that one lab was able to reproduce it. So now they're going to try to reproduce it reliably, not just under these specific circumstances. When I saw that, I was like, oh, so cold fusion exists already.
Yeah.
I knew that. Like, if you're releasing this experiment as successful, that means that you've already discovered the technology. This is already in use somewhere. Or else they wouldn't have released it to the public.
Exactly right. And I think also, I've always found it fascinating where you read up where a lot of scientists who have discovered things and patented it, and then suddenly they have, and it's recorded a lot of records, they have accidents,
Right.
and then suddenly their research is just it disappears.
Right. Yeah.
It just goes into a vault somewhere.
Like, remember the water car guy who discovered hydrogen electrolysis, where they can essentially power a car in water. So you put water in a car, and the water there's a process that separates the water from oxygen and hydrogen, and it
Yep.
burns the hydrogen as fuel and releases the oxygen as the byproduct. Very cool. We know that's a possibility. The guy
That
who
was
invented
70s as well, wasn't it?
that,
I
right?
think.
The guy who invented that car drove that car like 600 miles on like a tank of water,
Yeah.
and then disappeared.
I was going to say the oil companies will never allow
No.
that. to
You
happen.
understand?
No.
This guy broke a record. Huge science. He disappeared. His car disappeared. His
He's-
notes disappeared. And the
yeah.
only thing we know about it is that it happened and nothing else. That is shockingly
Yeah.
He's buried
Yeah.
in a bridge
It's-
somewhere.
right.
Steve, what you're saying to me is that miniature Stargate that I've created in my garage, I need to pretty much keep quiet about it.
Don't release any footage on YouTube.
John was walking down the road and he was eating some out of date sushi and he didn't make it. I'm afraid,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, John.
Yeah.
I don't know where your miniature
Did they
Stargate
ever-
went.
Do they have Stargate figures like the equivalent of like the character options Doctor Who figures? Because I was gonna say if they did, then Ernest would be a good figure.
They did some. What was it? Probably about 20 years ago, Brian.
Yeah, they had
Something like that. But it
I
was
remember-
limited, wasn't it?
I remember a limited Unas figure actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think now they
this
do.
is not
like
the last
market
time you see the
replicas
Unas.
stuff.
You see
Yeah.
the Unas a couple more times throughout the series.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
great.
interesting. Very interesting stuff, man. Very cool. Well, the next episode is going to be the Torment of Tantalus.
And another favorite of mine. It's another lore one. It's fantastic. So
Wow.
super lore building. It actually sort of breaks the movie a little bit.
yeah.
So
I mean, not exactly.
They're not even spacing these out anymore because normally you get like a heavy lore one and then a few more kind of Planet of the Week ones and then another lore one. But
Yeah, well, these two. This is sort of like a reverse. It doesn't build a lot of the lore going forward. Like this is not like this is not a foundational setup for
It just establishes a history,
it
doesn't it?
establishes
Oh,
the
okay.
history, right?
great.
Yeah.
This episode's actually really important because this episode is what sets the series up as something that predated the movie.
Yes.
And that's very important for some episodes coming up where they explain why they knew so much. It actually helps the movie because the movie, like from a viewer perspective, they get this thing and it's the Stargate's on mothballs for 40 years.
Yeah.
And they get out and they study it and they can't figure it out. Then some dude who thinks the Egyptian pyramids are landing pads for spaceships gets pulled in and figures it out in a couple days, and off they go to a planet.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You can just suspend your disbelief and just enjoy the movie. This actually fixes that and shows that there was so much more research that happened prior to that, and that's why I can't wait for you to see it, Gary.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. It's
So,
great. So,
And the original Catherine's in this, right?
yep.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I was just going to ask because in the movie,
Actually, no, she's a different one. I
It's a
got
different
caught
one?
on that. Yeah, because I went back and watched the movie again a few weeks back, and it is
Well,
a different one. But
oh.
again, they do really good with the casting.
Yeah,
'cause it
old
makes-
ladies all look the same to me.
It's like I think it's the same woman.
you said that,
the old
everybody,
woman
not us.
it's like the old woman at the end of
I
Titanic.
mean, she looks
the same
very
woman.
much like her, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Like she looks very much like
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
original
yeah,
Catherine.
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
So let me. So in the movie, because I'm trying to remember the movie, I saw the movie a couple months ago. I watched it again. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. The Stargate that they found buried in the desert that they found when Catherine was like a little girl in the flashback scenes.
Right.
I watched the director's cut with the extra scenes. That scene, that Stargate obviously became our Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
But was that Stargate left? That Stargate was left by the aliens that kidnapped
that was buried by the
the
Egyptians.
kid. You
No,
know, at the
yeah.
beginning, where the kid who became the what was his name in the movie? The crying game
Ra.
guy, Ra. The aliens landed, stole Ra, probably a lot of other people. They were the ones that left that Stargate that was buried in the desert and that Catherine.
No,
discovered.
so this is how it goes. So Ra lands on Abydos, right? There's a few people there, he enslaves them. He uses the Stargate on Abydos to then go to ancient Egypt and then bring in thousands of people as slaves from ancient Egypt into Abydos.
But he
And
couldn't
for-
go into ancient Egypt unless there was a Stargate on Earth already.
There was a Stargate on Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
But do we
There's a Stargate on
know,
Earth.
like, do you know the genesis of that Stargate?
Yes, we do. But if I told you that, it would break canon. That's revealed in season 8. So
And
Okay,
don't
all right.
forget, don't forget in the movie he goes to Earth first because the ancient Egyptian that he inhabits is in ancient Egypt.
That's what I'm talking about.
Then-
The
then to
flashback
Abydos.
scene, I
Right,
guess,
but-
in the director's cut scene where it shows the ship landing and
Okay.
him presumably being kidnapped.
let me
Yeah.
break a little bit. Let me spoil a little bit. The mineral that they're mining is called Naquadah. There's no Naquadah on Earth. So
Yeah.
Our biggest resource is not minerals, it's people. So our resource that they used was the people to take them to Abydos, where the
Yeah.
mineral there and
gotcha.
Naquadah
All right.
is super valuable to their technology.
Because they never did explain what they were.
Naquadah
mining
is like
in the movie.
plutonium times like
Okay.
100. So
Yeah.
they need that mineral to operate like their technology. It's
Like
the most valuable
vibranium.
mineral in the
Okay.
universe.
Yeah.
So they take slaves
Gotcha.
from Earth to Abydos to then mine that mineral. Well,
Yep.
slaves uprise on Earth and bury the Stargate. The reason why the Stargate has cover stones was not to explain what it was to stop it from activating.
I got you. All right.
That's why it had
Yep.
cover stones. Because
Very
those
good.
cover stones are basically like a makeshift iris. You can't establish a wormhole because there's something in the way.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Right.
That's
It's
it.
basically the equivalent of the iris.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
they
that's
thought that
it.
they thought the cover stones were important, when really the writing on there was just explaining what happened.
Yeah.
Yes, Ra came in a ship to Earth, took over that kid, established a presence, and then took those slaves to Abydos to mine
Abydos.
Naquadah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that scene, Christy, is like I said. I was referring to the director's cut, which is like 9 minutes longer, and one of the scenes they add is that scene of the original ship landing and
Yeah, it's hovering over the
kidnapping
kid.
Raw
right?
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you'll as you go along, you'll start finding that the lore in the series is far better than what they did in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's not contradictory.
No,
No,
the series adds to the movie. I think
Yeah.
the movie's better after you've watched the series, because now,
yes,
hey, you know what Naquadah is. Like, what's so important about this mineral? And not
Yeah.
until you watch the series, you don't understand that.
The
that
mov-
Naquadah is the most
movie-
important thing.
the movie you just kind of like, well, why are they mining? They're just kind of mining rocks almost.
Right.
in
Yeah,
the
they do
movie, and you're
establish
like,
that the material the gate is made of is like strong
Yeah.
enough to like make the blast stronger or whatever.
they beef up the nuke and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
that
they
was
don't
there.
explain the rock. That Naquadah is the stuff that's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, that's it. So here we go for Torment of Tantalus. So, Brian, when you're ready, do the countdown and I'll hit the play button on this clock.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off, everyone.
I'm gonna sync it up. Go.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh, I love this lore building so much.
It's great, isn't it?
Look at they're manually dialing the gate. How rad is that?
Great. And there's a familiar face.
Yeah.
Who was that?
The Stargate people. You'll find out, Gary.
Okay. All right. Tease.
Wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I love the fact that you see it there, Gary, what they're doing there.
So cool.
Yeah.
There is a reason.
Yeah, there is.
That's true. That's true. I forgot what country it was. There was a country that they went to, and we had like a base on this. Oh, look, they did activate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they did have all the chevrons before Daniel figured it out.
Not to Abydos. That's a different place.
Yeah.
That hose better be about 5 billion miles long.
Right.
Well,
see, and they got lucky randomly dialing. At this point, they don't know that you have to have Earth, the Earth symbol as the establishing connection point.
yeah.
Without that
Oh.
knowledge, then the permutations are like immeasurable.
I mean, what I like about this, well, there's two things about this episode. What is terrible to begin with, like we've talked about before, Brian, with the military, you don't leave people behind. This guy was left behind in the 40s because I don't know, it doesn't really say how many, if they tried again, but he was left there.
Well, there's
You
no
know,
way to know
but
where he
what-
went, right?
Yeah. But they dialed the gate, so they kind of know what the chevrons were. But what they're doing now, the SGC, they're going, right, okay, we don't leave people behind. We're going after
Right.
them. And that's what's great about it. But
Last episode plays into this episode perfectly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
And there's
what's
that
that-
scene.
But was that military that were running that previously? Because it
That was
almost
that was-
struck me as scientific more than military.
That was the Air Force, yeah.
Yeah, it was Air Force, was it?
Air Force has been running experiments for a long time. Even in Marvel, they established that. Remember the scientific reserve?
Yeah. No UFOs or anything that they could use to get there at this point.
Right. Look at the necklace she has on.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen her in a ton of stuff before.
Very good actor. Sadly, she passed away, I think, last year or the year before.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mm.
The all-seeing eye of Ra.
Yeah.
I can't believe he wouldn't have contacted her when he got back to Earth.
I don't think he was allowed to.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. So there's this island, I forgot the name of it, that we had a base on in like the 40s or 50s. And you can still go to that base. It was completely abandoned, just like left behind. And it made more sense to leave all the classified files and all that there because no one was really on this island. And like in 2023, people were exploring the island and finding like waterlogged, confidential, classified files from the wars and stuff. They're just lost to time. There was no digital backups, nothing.
Just crazy.
My brother was in the Navy. He said like you'd be shocked how many things we just shred because we couldn't store it anymore.
I mean, it's mad, but again, we never know what's going on day to day, do we? With that,
we don't.
what they're keeping from us and what's going on behind the scenes, tech and everything.
The more information I get on the internet, the more I think that maybe the information we got from the moon landing wasn't 100% real.
Yeah.
I know we went to the moon, but I'm not sure if the promotional materials were faked or not.
Well, I love the what was it? I watched the Hecklefish
Y-files.
Y-files, and I love the bit about the hollow moon base theory.
One of my
Great one.
favorite conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Because of the resonance and the vibrations it makes when they did the testing.
Right. Yeah, it rang for like hours.
Yeah,
like a bell.
so cool.
Oh my gosh, it's Damar.
Look who this is. Look at this. Look at this actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You recognize this
Damar.
actor?
you do. Yeah, it's not Damar.
Oh,
It's
is-
not. No, but he's a very, very loved character later on.
Yeah. I don't want to kill it for him, but
Yeah,
I mean, it was Damar. I thought he was Damar. Who
this
was the-
actor plays another
Casey
character in
Biggs.
Stargate 100
Yeah.
years from this point.
yes.
Oh, I was talking about what he did on
And
Deep
people
Space
love
Nine.
him.
Deep Space Nine.
And he's not English or whatever accent he's using right now. He's Irish or Scottish or something.
Scottish, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a double act with McKay. Brilliant. She's got to be hacked off of her dad, hasn't she?
Yep. That's a pretty reasonable hypothesis.
Yeah.
39 symbols. Imagine trying to. That's so many permutations, dude.
Yeah.
It would take 100 years to go through all of them, especially without the computer and
Yeah.
the power requirements for every failed one. Like, oh my god, and not knowing the order in which they go, where Earth's
Because
symbol has to be the binder.
Yeah. And this was what, during the Second World War, this, wasn't it?
Right.
Or was it just after or during? But
This is
you
1950.
imagine, okay, so you imagine what change it would have made to the Earth then. You know, you got a Cold War going on.
Oh,
If
yeah.
they'd gone through the gate then,
Yeah.
you know,
It's almost better that they.
What
they
was that?
mothballed it.
yeah,
I don't remember what was that thing he just put in the machine. I don't
That's
remember
called
what
a
those are.
VHS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I've heard of those.
It was a device used to see low quality video.
I had something
Yeah.
that was like that, but it used to eat my tapes.
yeah. Put it on long play for record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's an interesting lesson that Daniel learns at the end of it as well, which works really well, I find, with the two characters.
I love Hammond.
He's just a badass, isn't he? Just full of just spilling it all out in public now, Daniel is. Good explanation straight away.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just shows how brilliant Hammond is.
I love this. The second they revealed that Ernest might still be alive, Hammond's entire vibe changed.
Yeah, exactly. I was like saying, yeah, it's so good because it's like he already knows for his career in the military, if there's a chance he's out there, we're going to get him. You know,
Right.
It's great. I don't care about the mission, the dangers. We'll try and get him back. Wouldn't it have been bad if they just like threw her through? Just do it,
All right, good luck.
Are they going to throw her in? Okay, good.
Yeah, stay safe. That would be quite brutal, wouldn't it? You know, finally meeting and going, yeah, about our marriage, not for me. Another great set.
Oh my.
Put your twig and berries away.
Stargate.
I think he's a famous actor, the guy that plays Ernest.
Yeah, King Curtis. I've seen him, and he was in a ton of stuff like for the past few decades.
Yeah.
He's hugging everyone naked. That's so great.
It's well acted though, isn't it? Because if you've been stuck there for 50 odd years, the emotional breakdown you have at that point and seeing people again.
Oh wow.
Mm.
That looked like something like from a Hammer movie.
It's another super important episode too. I just realized for the future of Stargate, what they find here enables them for future seasons too. I almost forgot about that. So it builds past lore, reestablishes the film, and adds to their abilities. Look how cool that is. That's the
his original
scuba suit he was wearing.
Diving suit.
They don't miss anything, do they? These writers.
No, they don't.
Be tempting just to throw yourself into the ocean.
Yeah.
They were built different back then, man.
Yeah.
Nowadays, imagine like the mental health of this guy.
Yeah. In his notebook for 50 years. Pronouns. Brian, this is the last episode with Catherine in it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of wraps that up.
Well, it's the only episode so far with her in it, right? She wasn't in.
I think there's one more episode with her.
Yeah.
Was her character in the pilot?
No.
But
there is one more episode with her.
Movie.
And it's one of my favorite all-time episodes. I don't think it's in this season, though. It's the one where we see young Hammond. You remember?
Yeah.
That's such a clever episode.
It is brilliant.
And it just establishes how much of a badass Hammond
Yeah.
is, dude.
Oh yeah, we do see her in another one. We do see her in that alternate reality one.
Yes, that one too. Yeah, Mobius.
Yeah, brilliant.
One of my favorite episodes too. Mobius, one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Superb. Yes, he says, yeah, I've been naked for 50 years now. I have to put pants on. Lord Foffer's a fan of Mobius as well.
Mobius is so good.
Yeah.
One of my all time favorite episodes, like of all time, not just SG.
Yeah.
Oh, he constructed her as a fantasy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's quite a valid reaction, though, isn't it? Really,
Of course it is.
It's just like you're saying earlier about tech, Brian. You know, they say their survey balloon. It would have been a drone now, wouldn't it?
Right, would have been a drone, right?
Yeah.
Which I think later on they do have a flying version of the Malp, right?
Yeah, they do. And a weaponized one as well.
Right.
Uh-oh. What they're going to do now, then?
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a good explanation of why he never went back and just dialed back. You know, they've established that as well with the writing to say.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know the address to home. However, he couldn't even try.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out.
He's been studying all of the other things, as we'll see. So he could have, if he could have jumped off to somewhere else potentially.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is so important. Look at Atlantean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the first time we see that language.
Yep.
My favorite language in this entire series
Right.
is Atlantean.
Get that? Norse.
Looks like Elvish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Furlings.
assume that's Furling, yeah.
Yeah.
Atlantean or ancient. That's why that episode, The Fifth Race, is so goddamn epic. Epic.
Yeah, it is.
It's a callback to 5 seasons before it even happened. So crazy.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of episodes in between this episode and The Fifth Race, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, it's insane. It really is. But it's such a great journey, though, isn't it?
Oh, not hundreds of episodes. Looks like there's only like 20 episodes, but still, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, again, that would be like 5 seasons.
Yeah. Yes. You know, people talk about Michael Okuda, the Okudas, about all their, symbols they do in Star Trek and the Alcars and all of that. I don't think Stargate got as much praise for what they did with a lot of theirs, like the ancient symbols and all of that.
They invented 5 languages, 5 written languages, which is incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it? Lord Forth, I was the same. Just what
Hear what
Brian
she
was
said?
saying earlier, law.
He said there's 146, and she said there's currently only 111. That means that there is elements we haven't even discovered yet, like Naquadah.
Yep. Building it up as we go.
Cool. Can we destroy it?
Yeah. Yeah. Just turn it into a jump lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pragmatic to a T.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
And there's Carter and Teal'c doing a ironically a MacGyver.
Right. There's actually a MacGyver line in here at some point. I forgot what episode it was, but she goes, "What do you expect me to do, MacGyver or something like that?" And he has
That was in the pilot, I think, wasn't it?
Was it in the pilot? I forgot.
Yeah.
But she references MacGyver.
Because Samantha says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Time for Plan B.
Well, they've already established that you can manually dial it.
Yeah.
So that's Plan B.
There you go.
There you go. Thor's race. The Asgardian.
Yeah.
So one of those, the Nox. So the 4 races are Asgard, Nox, Furlings, and Atlanteans. Or I guess they're called Lanteans.
Yeah.
They're called Lanteans. We called it Atlanteans.
Yeah.
We renamed Atlantis to,
I haven't seen the third one, right?
We never see
Furling.
Oh no,
Never.
we do see Furlings.
We do.
But we don't know if it's the actual Furlings or like some
Ewoks.
or it says Ewoks. Yeah. There's a concept episode that's really interesting where we see what someone's version in their mind of what Furlings would be like.
Yeah.
We've never actually seen what an actual Furling looks like.
No.
And you haven't seen the Asgard yet either. And you haven't seen Lanteans yet. You've only seen the Nox, Gary.
Yeah.
Well, no, we saw Asgard in the last episode, the Thor one.
Yeah, I guess you saw a representation of Asgard.
Yeah. You've seen a hologram.
Yeah, you don't know what they look like yet. It's gonna blow your mind when you find out what they look like.
Yeah.
Especially because I know you're sort of a conspiracy theorist.
I love the facial expression here that he's going to break the news to Daniel.
No. So take it home with you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack saying, do it. Get out of the way. We got to do it.
Between that episode and this one, if I was Daniel, I would be immensely frustrated.
Yeah.
What did they hope to accomplish with that?
Jerry rig it.
So this technology predates the Goa'uld, which means it predates the Goa'uld staff weapons.
Yeah.
And it also establishes that the 4 races were way more advanced than the Goa'uld. And the Goa'uld is the most advanced species we know of right now.
Yep. There you go, Brian. Superconductor.
Yep.
What are they going to use to dial?
Their hands.
Manually. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the gate's a superconductor, so it acts like a capacitor. You know, like capacitor in like your air conditioner, your refrigerator, or whatever. It holds a huge charge, so you can give it as much power as you want. It holds it so it distributes that charge evenly.
Yeah.
So lightning would give it a charge.
Yeah. Love this. I love all of that stuff.
This is the kind of stuff that Doctor Who forgot to do. They forgot how to do.
Yeah.
Add
Brian,
depth.
Brian, you haven't seen the episode that just aired. Trust me.
Well, let's be specific. We'll say the people that running it forgot how to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just the speech he makes, Brian. Trust me, I'll have to send you it. It's that bad.
Oh my God.
It's
What? It's not a famous, deep, nuanced Doctor Who speech.
Why didn't they? You said they didn't really use Catherine much after this. Why not? She's a great character.
She is. I think I always felt that they kind of had just finished this lore element from the movie. We're moving on.
She's not just part of the lore. She can still contribute. I mean,
but she's getting on. She's getting on, isn't she?
Yeah, she's not going through the gate with BDUs, bro.
Yeah. But Brian, basically he makes a speech. Basically, is anti-Marga and everything, effectively.
Wow.
I'll send you a link.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I know. Enjoy, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Misery loves company.
There it goes.
Yeah.
10.35 gigawatts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why they never.
I mean, I get it. I mean, he's asking Daniel to not be who he is.
Right. No, they both have a point, bro. That's what makes this so special. Like, you actually see both their points.
Yeah, they did stay safe.
I mean,
when they get the ability to space travel, why don't they ever go back to that
come
planet?
on, Catherine, go with him.
Exactly
Hold his hand
that.
and go with him.
Well, like you say, when you've got that travel, you can also, you're more dialed into the tech as well.
Right.
So you can extract it a lot
Explain
easier.
to me again, how did they dial?
Manually turning the gate.
So he turns the gate with his hands.
But we just didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't want to show that process. They didn't want to have to make a manually dialed gate.
Yeah. But you do see that going forward.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
The first season, there are some budget things too.
Yeah.
Every season after that, though, they get to use the same props and stuff they made for previous seasons.
Yeah.
So every season, they can keep adding to their abilities.
And don't forget, we're at a point beyond the point now where they already got greenlit for season 2 and 3. They had their budgets. They knew what they needed to do.
Finally, there's that scene from the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every Sunday we do this, I want to keep watching. It pisses me off.
I know. Yeah. I go to Atlantis at the moment because it's going to be a while till we get there.
That's true. I like that tease though, because once we get to Atlantis, Gary's mind's going to explode.
I bet you it's not going to open because the other side is destroyed.
Yeah.
The other side.
When we get to Atlantis, I'm going to be watching Gary's face more than the TV show.
Yeah. Yeah.
God help you.
I'm just going to say, I'm just going and that.
But they brought back the book, right?
Yeah.
His notes.
And that first pilot episode for Atlantis is phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really should bring back these two characters.
I mean,
It gives history. Because they're the history of behind what we're seeing now.
For me, knowing that they walked off into the sunset together is way more fulfilling.
I always thought, again, building it in your own mind, I always thought that they came back to them every now and again for an advisory capacity.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? But they've done their bit. They've done their bit for the country, haven't they? They needed to just chill, move it on to the next gen.
Like I said, if I was Daniel, I'd be ticked off that, especially like one right after the other, that something is just like right within your grasp and it gets yanked away. That would kind of do a number on me after a while.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that, Christy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sounds like Christy, you're like me. I love all of this lore stuff and about, lost civilizations and all of that. The Y-Files are literally, as soon as a new episode of that comes out, I'm like literally in the zone with it. It's great.
Right.
Have we got Bloodlines next week? Have we?
Yeah. So let's look at this real quick. I'm gonna share it. If you can pull up that window I just shared.
Yeah. So
just add the scene. So what we have next week is we have.
Can you see that all right? Hang on.
Yeah, the scene. Yeah.
Oh, I already closed my Discord, so I don't have to reopen it. Hang on.
That's not letting me add it to stage at the moment. Hang on. Let me just take care of the timer. Remove that. Add that.
There it is.
There we go. Let's see if we can go full size on it.
Nice. All right. What we have next week is we have episode 11, 12, and 13. That's going to be Bloodlines, Fire and Water.
Yeah.
And the episode we really want to watch. We want to watch Gary watch.
Yeah.
Hathor. That's the episode that. So out of these episodes, I'll be honest with you, I very much dislike Bloodlines. I understand it builds the lore, but I personally don't care for the Jaffa very much. So whatever.
Well, you got to have a Teal'c episode. You got to throw a Teal'c episode in there.
I like the character of Teal'c. I just don't like his people. Like,
is that the first one with Braytac, mate?
Braytac should make a
cameo in it. Yeah.
And
so that's the only reason I like that one. Yeah.
So Bloodlines, which is a very much Teal'c episode. Fire and Water, which is very much a Daniel Jackson episode. I don't want to say anymore. And Hathor, which is an everyone episode. And this is one of my Hathor's a fan favorite. So
yeah,
it's going to be a great week.
I'm going to guess in the Daniel episode he finds something that could change the course of mankind, but it gets yanked out of him, away from him in the last 5 minutes.
I think this is like the first time of this is the first of 12 times he just dies randomly, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Guy's really good at dying.
Yeah, he's a pro. He really is.
Yeah, he's a pro. Anyways, both these episodes to me are great. This episode's okay, but that's next week. You want to put ours back on screen?
Yeah, let's go back to screen. So remove that. Hello, guys. Welcome back.
So what do you think about that episode, Gary?
I really liked it. I would give. I'm already, like I said, I'm already kind of like preemptively sad that they don't bring those two characters back, because I think that they're both so good, the actors and the characters. They should, but I get it that you got to keep moving forward. But I would give that a solid 9. That was a great episode.
Yeah, for me, it's probably an 8 because because of the lore. That was 98% lore building. There was not a whole lot of conflict. There wasn't a lot of character development, just lore building. So I'll give it a solid 8.
For me, I give it a 9 because it's always been a favorite of mine. I like the lore element of it. I like the man left behind that are going to rescue. I just think it's a wonderful story, and I love all of the, the torment of Tantalus sort of mixed into it as well. It's so it's a 9 for me. Looks like
I have a question.
Lord Foth has actually said as well that it's a 9 for him, so that's really good.
So I have a question that maybe, I don't know, it wouldn't really be a spoiler because you don't have to go into detail, but the concept of what he was looking at in terms of the 4 races and the universal language that he was looking up, and they're trying to translate the book, does that part of it, I would have to imagine, because that's pretty foundational, that would have to come back, that there's a universal language that was shared by these 4 united races, and he got whatever he could decipher over 50 years in that book. See, I would think that guy, he would be working with Daniel for a while until that book was thoroughly dived into.
But you've forgotten the point there where he's writing in the journal. But as he said, I think there's a reference in there that he couldn't get everything in the journal because there's so much information in that archive. And even Daniel was trying to film it with a camcorder, so he couldn't quite get it. So much has already been lost by the fact that they had to get out of there.
Yeah, but just knowing what language that these races use, being able to decipher that language, that is the most important thing, is knowing how to read their language and knowing that it's based on the most basic elements, that there are 144 whatever elements. Being able to now to decipher and read and communicate with that language is going to be huge going forward.
Right.
Maybe not having that book sucks, but like just having that ability when they meet or discover other things that require that kind of
but they
knowledge.
have the book, right?
They don't have the
they
book.
don't have all the
they have his journal.
They have his
they've
journal,
got patches. They've got patches in the journal of the information.
See, that's what I'm saying. For at least a while, I would think Daniel would want to work with the guy that actually wrote that journal over 50 years.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, I still think in my head that they do a consultation thing on a regular basis.
It's nonsense to think that he wouldn't be working with Daniel for a while.
It's already established. There's a lot of stuff off screen happening too. Like Daniel looking through these tapes. We only saw that because it led to a mission. What about all the stuff they do that has nothing to do with what we see? Daniel is still a researcher. He's still researching these races,
Yeah, and just Meravita, just to answer your question as well quickly. Yeah, on my Sci-Fi Chronicles channel, you can watch them back. We've got the playlist on the channel, so you can check them out there. You'll have the timer. You'll have the timer, so you can still follow along with, if you've got the episode on Amazon Prime or DVD. One thing I will mention to everybody as well that I'm working on is effectively I'm also doing another version, which is effectively I'm going to be adding sort of like the episode clips in for the recordings as we go along, and I'll be putting that out in a playlist as well. So you can
search for Sci-Fi Chronicles 79 on, if you can't remember just write down Sci-Fi Chronicles 79. That's what you search for to find the channel.
Yeah, that's it. So that's it. And again, we're really ramping it up now. And I think where you were saying earlier, Gary, you've got 2 episodes about lore back to back. It's really because they're really trying to push everything in as quickly as possible, because we're at a point now where looking at episodes, you've got they really want to push on.
Yeah, there's 11 episodes left, and the last 2 episodes are basically 2-part episodes.
Yeah,
the last 2 episodes, one's a bottle episode and one's a finale. So like there's only 11 episodes left, of which really only 10 of those episodes added anything to the story, because one of those episodes is pretty much a recap episode.
Yeah, exactly.
When you say bottle episode, you don't mean like Star Trek Shades of Grey bottle episode. You don't mean like a clip show, do you?
Yeah, clip show.
Oh, yeah. They're already doing a clip show.
Every season.
They do.
So just so you guys know, every season of television, especially high budget television, back in the day when there were 21 episodes and stuff like that.
Oh, I know.
every season had at least one bottle episode. Some had two.
Yeah.
There was actually an award given at the Saturn Awards for the best bottle episode. I don't know if you guys recall this.
Lord.
Yeah.
And dude, Stargate won 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably because people like Stargate, right?
No. It was because the way it's, and you're going to, when we get there, you'll see the way it's done. They managed to make a low budget episode that recaps the entire season, entertaining and adding to it while they're saving money. It's very clever.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a request that I'm going to put out there because today is the 4th, right?
Yep.
Just letting you know, May 30 is my birthday. So one of our streams around then, I want you guys to arrange to have the one or both of the actresses who played Cynthia or Kendra to join us here. I'm just you guys have a month to work on that.
Well,
so we have 26 days to work on that.
I don't think one of them is around anymore, and the other one no longer looks the way it looks in the Cynthia. No longer looks that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can. Well, I can always do a bit.
Time gets us all, Gary.
Yeah. I mean, I can do a bit of research, and I can get you like a low budget sort of knockoff version if you want. You know that will pop round with not a marriage cake, but probably some other kind of cake.
Yeah, we'll get you a marriage cake.
Yeah.
Make me a marriage cake for.
So
I'm not implying anything for either with you two guys, not from you two guys.
I'm gonna send you a marriage cake, Gary.
Yeah. If it came from me and Brian, you'd have a big cake that suddenly a trans guy jumps out with sushi.
Hi, my name is Cynthia.
I wouldn't.
So that in 4 weeks we're gonna celebrate your birthday. Guess what? In 4 weeks we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, dude! On the 1st, we will be finishing this season.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. We want and the last episode is an absolute banger.
Yep.
Very good.
It is. That is your birthday present, mate. Okay.
That's your birthday present. That amazing episode.
I'd rather have cake, but that'll have to do.
Well, I can send it from the UK, but it'll be off by the time it gets to you.
Almost as bad as sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna send Cynthia by with a marriage cake.
Yeah.
Except that actress is now 73 years old.
Yeah. She got a replacement hip as well. So you enjoy that one,
How
Gary.
dare you?
And she has dentures.
Oh, you're right. The actress who played Kendra, unfortunately, passed away a couple of years
Catherine,
ago.
you mean?
No, Kendra.
Kendra as well, really.
Not Catherine. I mean, Kendra
African American chick
from
Thor's
the
Hammer. Yeah.
Thor's Hammer. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't know that. But I hope everyone's enjoyed it today with us. That was a marathon, but that was a fun one. And we look forward to next week where we go again. But until next week, I just want to wish everyone a good week of working, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. So take care, everybody.
Okay, that's where I knew her from.
Before we go, Gary's got something to say. Yeah,
no, that's where I knew her from. I was scrolling back down. I thought the actress who played Kendra in the Thor's Hammer. I thought I knew I've seen her in one or more things. Maybe, yeah. It seems like she was in a Deep Space Nine or Voyager episode. But I see that back in the 80s, she was in a movie called The Malibu Bikini Shop. That's where I knew her from because that was I think that
you've got the limited edition.
That was a blockbuster Friday night rental, I'm sure at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But no, look after yourselves, everyone. Thanks for your time. And we'll see you next week. Take care.
Later, guys.
Thanks for